For today's lesson, we are going to learn how to answer FNN essays using the Hamburger Method. Before you begin writing an essay, there are 3 key areas to remember. Firstly, it is important for you to know and apply the correct text structure, namely the introduction, main body, and conclusion. Secondly, it is important to be aware of the content vocabulary needed to answer the question. This will help you to fulfill the task requirement. Thirdly, using the correct functional language or sentence connectors is important. This is because it is used to link ideas from one sentence to the next in order to give the different paragraphs in your essay coherence. In essay writing, shape matters. Shape is also known as the structure of an essay. Oftentimes, the structure of an essay has been compared to a hamburger due to its multi-layered structure. Structure helps us to present ideas clearly and logically. Thus, it makes our essay easier to understand. I will start off by explaining the text structure of the hamburger essay, also known as the 5-paragraph essay. The first paragraph or the top bun refers to the introduction of an essay. You can begin by rephrasing the question in your own words or defining any important keywords. Introduce your answer in 1 or 2 sentences. Following that, we have paragraph 2 all the way to paragraph 4, which forms the bulk of the body paragraph. There are 3 body paragraphs altogether. In each of the body paragraph, you will start to develop your essay by stating your points, evidence, as well as examples. Always make it a point to link to the next point at the end of each sentence or paragraph in order to support your arguments. The 5th paragraph or the bottom bun refers to the conclusion of an essay. This is where you wrap up your essay by summarizing and giving your final conclusion. Moving on, I will now talk about how you can develop the different parts of the body paragraphs using the peel technique. What does peel stand for? P, which stands for point. Under point, you need to consider whether there is a need to define a particular term. E, which stands for evidence. Under evidence, what type of information do you have to support your point? E for explanation. How important is the evidence that you have shared earlier? And lastly, L, which stands for link. What does this point and evidence have to do with the question? Most important for linkage, you need to ensure that the points you have shared earlier will link to the following paragraphs. The second row in the table shows the examples of functional language that can be used to elaborate the different parts of the peel technique, such as point, evidence, explanation, as well as link. To fulfill the task requirement, it is important to be aware of the content vocabulary needed to answer the question. When attempting an essay question, firstly, read the given question carefully. Be very sure of the information it seeks. Secondly, underline the important keywords of the question. Based on the underlined keywords, Think of the topic that is most likely to relate to this question. Look out for the action that they want you to take. Okay, for example, identify the action words in the task question, such as explain, list, and discuss. The table below shows the different types of action words as well as the accompanying description to the action words given. Functional language or sentence connectors perform different functions and are usually placed at the beginning of a sentence. They are used to introduce order, contrast, as well as show sequence in a paragraph. The following table lists some useful functional language or sentence connectors. We have come to the end of the lesson. Do take a look at the text structure of the hamburger essay in order to try and recall what you have learned earlier.